We are talking about the Lagos-Epe Expressway, and it's concerned because I'm involved also, but it's caused a lot of worry. Um, the traffic in recent times there has been, to put it mild, as horrendous, and it's caused a lot of worry, and so that's why I thought that I should bring you here. First and foremost, is there any relief in sight for that neighborhood? You know, that stretch from VI all the way down to past Shogun. From Shogun upwards seems to be okay. We'll talk about that. But is there any respite in sight for the traffic for that area?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Lagosians.
It's only Lagosians.
Good morning, everybody.
Are you a
On
Lagosian?
behalf of
Yes, I am.
Mr. Governor and the state government, I sympathize with you in that axis. I know travel time has been tough, especially with the wet season, which is just abating. Basically, I would like us to go back memory lane a bit. In 2019, I can recall the status of Bogije, Lerongwe, and the axis in general. It was very, very bad. Coincidentally, I was even at the Public Works Corporation there as the general manager, and we had to do lots of palliative works to make it motorable. However, the government of Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu proactively decided to take the bull by the horn, and we're like, all the way, that axis from Bonny Camp, say, to Ekpeti Junction is about 70 kilometers in all. And the state of the roads then was very bad. But the administration took its head on and decided to execute this axis, which was probably done in a rural concept about 40 years ago, upgrade it all the way. But it has to be done in phases. That was why in year 2020, we commenced not only upgrading the road, expanding the road, changing the configuration from a flexible pavement to a continuous rigid concrete pavement, from a 2-lane dual carriageway to a 3-lane dual carriageway. We commenced from Ekpeti Junction, a distance of about 18 to 19, almost 20 kilometers. That was completed in December 2022. Consequently, after that, we have taken up the next phase, which has a total span of about 30 kilometers from Lekki-Epe Junction, and will end at Abraham Adesanya, going through Bogije, Green Springs, Majek, all the places that were virtually cut off. And as at today, we have achieved about 95% completion stage. And you can attest to the quality of what has been done, so that travel time has really reduced in that axis. What again have we achieved? This administration had proactively envisaged the situation wherein now we have the Lekki Deep Sea Port there, we have the Dangote refinery, we have the Dangote fertilizer, so many estates sprawling up in that axis. How would it have been if this had not been in place? Now...
Sorry, sir. So that we don't waste time.
Yes, please.
Because people, before you know it, will break and that's it. What are you going to do about, what in the immediate are you going to do between VI, between this VI here and Abraham Adesanya? That is what people want to hear now.
Okay.
Because we don't have time.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Between VI and Abraham Adesanya, we have about maybe 30 kilometers. You would notice in the past, in the recent past, we have carried out rehabilitation works between Bonny Camp and the toll gate. However, this section you're mentioning runs about 20 kilometers, and the wet season has not helped. We've put a lot of palliatives, and presently we are synergizing with the federal, because the green line is going to run there. But what I assure you is we are looking at a holistic plan wherein the riding surface will be put right, And
when will that be done? Because the right now people are spending 3-4 hours on a journey that really should take 30 minutes. If I check my Google, okay, so I live on that axis. I live past Abraham Adesanya. That's where I live. If I check my Google Maps at 2 a.m., it tells me 30 minutes. So it's really like a 30-35 minute journey that could jolly well take you 3 hours, especially going back. When I say going back, that is VI bound. The roads on that part are bad. Is the government doing anything about those roads?
The government would definitely take care of that. We have commenced. We commenced with palliatives during the wet season. Now we are in the dry season.
So
we
what's the
would
grand
ramp
plan?
up. The grand plan is to ensure we have a good riding surface by laying asphalt there while we synergize with the long-term plan. The long-term plan, as I said, the green line is coming there. The intention actually is ideally if we have a concrete rigid pavement all over. That's ideal.
That is the kind of road you have up to Abraham Adesanya.
Yes,
if
please.
you can continue it all the way down.
Yes, please.
So the part of that fear is that hard days are still ahead. They might be sweeter later, but when you now move from Abraham Adesanya towards VI on both sides, is that right?
Yes, please.
So do you have any? Are you, for example, thinking of talking to the federal government to open part of the coastal road to see if we could provide some relief?
Yes, while I said we would commence asphalt works, maintenance works, we've been discussing with the federal government. I've spoken with our counterpart, the federal controller,
yes,
on how we can use that. And we had a long discussion. It's all about logistics. They're putting logistics into place because for now, the few times it was open, they had a lot of accidents, and it also impeded their own vehicular movements for the project. And
okay.
Because the project is ongoing, they have a set time target as well. So all plans to put logistics in place, if they can have a counterflow, etc., is being explored. And discussions are ongoing with a view to putting that into consideration. Let us use the coastal road. However, accidents, logistics, and for their own materials and work to move expediently, it's still all.
Talking of accidents, the axis from Abraham Adesanya forward to Epe, it has not been lined. I hope you know that. How many? I don't even know. Is it 3 lanes or 2 lanes?
It is 3 lanes.
3 lanes. What about? Do you have a lay-by, bus stops, and so on?
Yes, we have laybys, we have pedestrian bridges, and
yes,
I agree. It's not been. It's not. That's why I said it's nearing completion.
Okay.
Pavement markings, the illumination, and some things like that are almost are outstanding, and they will be done.
Also, I'd like the government, if you could take back part of the reactions to some of the things we do. It's no longer in fashion to have what you would call pedestrian flyovers, where at my age now, I can't climb the staircase up to that place to cross the road. What we could have, is what we have in other cities now. You have a zebra crossing and the traffic light. Okay, you press a button, then it stops the traffic, you cross the road, and the traffic moves on. Don't you think we should? Because at the end of the day, if you look at most of the pedestrian crossings across the city generally, all it has done is to house miscreants. It's difficult, extremely difficult, for people with disability and with age and whatever to climb all the way to the top to go across it and come down. Do you agree with that? It's a feedback I think you should take.
Well, basically, the issue of pedestrian bridges cannot be totally eliminated. The reason for this is this. We have some strategic locations, and that is a major highway. So these are designated points. For instance, on the Lekki-Epe, we have 8 locations. The gradient of access, the way you said,
but with due respect, what you have is people dashing across the streets. Because in truth, some of those, they're high, they're close to about 3 to 4 story buildings high. And therefore, it's a disincentive. So unless you you have to man every bridge, get KAI and this and that. that's going to happen. But we will talk about that some other time. Back to this. In the immediate, what do you think is going to happen between that Abraham Adesanya and VI in the immediate? Because people, as we're speaking, loads of people are in traffic now. Yes, I have somebody who left Shogote at 6 o'clock, just walked in here now.
In the immediate, in the short term,
yes,
the state is going to move in. We are going to carry out pavement works, asphalt works, to make sure the riding surface is better.